Okay. Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are. Hope you are blessed and doing safe. I'm just getting off work tonight, family. I'm a little exhausted, but I got the news when I was in court breaking that wrestling legend, WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan, passed away at the age of 71. Apparently, the cause of death seems to have been cardiac arrest. Of course, there's no autopsy that has been performed yet. Uh, there's a lot to get into as we're going to talk about this. Smash up the likes first off, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're smashing up the likes. Hit that share, subscribe button. Shout out to all of my people in the cosmos of social media, whether you're on X, whether you're on Rumble, whether you're on YouTube. Sorry about that. Hold on. All right. Excuse me for a second. With 14 people in, we got people, I'm sure, on X. Yeah, man. So I was in court earlier today when I got the news and that Hogan had passed. Apparently, paramedics were called out to his residence. He lives in, this is in Clearwater, Florida, to answer a 911 call about cardiac arrest, where Hogan had was rushed to the hospital, whose real name is Terry Bollea, and within 90 minutes after being rushed to the hospital, he was pronounced dead. According to Major Nate Burnside, noted that, and I'm going to get into uh, a lot of things. This is a mix. Grew up on uh, uh, WWF, old school WWF. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, uh, Bret Hart, Jim the Anvil. Excuse me, Neidhart, the Heart. I didn't see Junkyard Dog, but Junkyard Dog when he was with Mid South here in New Orleans, especially when they played at the Municipal Auditorium. When he wrestled here, he was big. So many, so many, so many memories come back. I remember being a little kid at the TV when they had Saturday Night Main Event when Hulk Hogan would come out in the ring and do this and then rip his shirt open and everybody just screaming and electric. The minute that it's like I'm having what the hell is going on with my computer? Yeah, I'm old school. Old school. That's really when, to my opinion, when WWF, when wrestling was at the top of its game. It wasn't now. Now it's known globally, but the magic of wrestling was there with Hulk Hogan and leading the way. Of course, in the 1980s, especially in January of 1984, is when Hulkamania was born, when he beat the Iron Sheik for the WWF title. And a new era in wrestling was born because I saw, and that Vince McMahon bought out WW. It was called WWWF at one time, and then Vince shortened it. He created Titan Wrestling, Titan Sports, and he bought that from his father, Vincent J. McMahon. So he bought WWF and turned it into, he and Hogan, especially in the 80s, they turned it into a global pop culture phenomenon. That cannot be undone. That cannot be overstated, but rather it is simply stated because in the 80s, and I'm a baby of the 80s, and into the 90s, wrestling was at its peak. Someone says I'm breaking up. Can y'all make sure? Yeah. Make sure y'all can see me in the chat. AW1, what's up, man? Yeah. So that can't be under that can't be it's not an overstatement. And Hulk Hogan was a big part of my childhood, my youth. Uh, you know, like I stated, I remember going to see No Holds Barred with my father and my little cousin and my big cousins and my big brother. We went there, and this is old school talk, especially for those that live out in New Orleans East area. How many of you remember the Plaza Mall? I'm sure you do. Y'all remember the movie theater? I think it was only had like it was a nice size movie theater. I only think it had like 4 or 6 screens, something like that. But I remember going to the movie, seeing that, and then there was a McDonald's a little further up. My dad took us to, and we bought, and he bought us shoes. Now I'm about 3 or 4 years old, so my memory is off and on, but I do remember that. And my daddy taking us to see those movies, and even when they came on, they were big. My brother and I, we would watch it. Saturday night main event, yeah, dropping the leg drop. Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, I'm the Macho Man. You touched Elizabeth. You're a backstabber and a hot dog. You're a hot dog, Hogan. You know, so well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. All my little Hulkamaniacs who are out there who's not to say the prayers and the vitamins and they're claiming the pain of the barbells. All my Hulkamaniacs. He captured that. So I can't. He captivated the public. So I can't deny that. I can't deny that he was a part of my childhood. But today it brought back mixed feelings because, as we all know, there was a time after Hogan was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I believe it was in 2005 or 2004. Sometime later, he was caught, and I think this was because of Gawker magazine. Someone could correct me, but he got caught. Well, first off, there was a sex tape scandal, which led to his first divorce with his wife, Linda. And then subsequently, there was some audio recordings that was there that got leaked out to the public where Hulk Hogan is blatantly calling someone, he's blatant. I'm not going to say calling someone. When you say it to one, you say it to all, but he's using the N word throughout the radio, and he's throughout the interview, and he was talking directly about his daughter dating a black man and how he liked the guy and so forth, but stated how, and I won't say the word, everybody knows, but he basically was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, about who his daughter could date and so forth, at least if she's going to date this one, he's got to be an 8 foot tall N-word with money and so forth like that. Yeah, and so it's a mixed bag. He's part of my childhood, but he was an asshole. Yeah, he was. I mean, and I can separate the two. I mean, look, and there's a lot of people, the old saying, Brother Spirit, they say never meet your heroes because you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed in meeting them. They're going to let you down. I mean, there's stuff I've heard about a lot of those wrestlers. And if you go and look up Teddy Long did an interview where he talked about Ric Flair saying some stuff, calling him the N-word. Teddy Long was the manager for WWE. Yeah, he's talked about it because he had to encounter racism. All of those people back in the day were racist. You talking about especially when you deal with Mid South Wrestling when they had JYD. Yeah, I've heard stuff about him. I've heard stuff about Dusty Rhodes. I've heard stuff about Ole Anderson. I've heard stuff about the Red Rooster. And I saw Ric Flair and shout out to Dwan B because Dwan B was going in talking about stuff earlier. But yeah, never meet your heroes. At the same time, and look, it was in a lot of the WWF. They used to do a lot of slick stuff back in the day. I mean, remember Hakeem the Dream, the guy who was known as Hakeem the Dream. Yeah, Bret Hart called. He did call him out. You know, Bret Hart is married to a black woman. One Man Gang. One Man Gang is from Louisiana, but he was Hakeem the Dream. The deepest from the deepest, darkest Africa. Yeah, he was part of the Twin Towers. Y'all remember that? And the Doctor of Style, Slick. Yeah, Slick was the big, tall black manager. Let me put up that picture. Y'all remember this? You a jive soul, bro. A jive soul, bro. He come out. Yeah, he come out doing all this stuff. I'm yeah. It was him and the Big Boss Man. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, they tried to make him do that angle. They even had what I remember the Nation of Domination. That was a play on the Nation of Islam that they had. Bad News Brown. Everybody remember Bad News Brown? Bad News Brown was actually supposed to be the first black WWF champion. And I don't know if Hulk Hogan, I haven't heard too much about Hulk Hogan keeping him out. I do know he had issues with Vince McMahon because he talked about it. Uh, he didn't like how the guy was treating him. Vince was treating him. He was underpaid. Wrestlers back in the day, they didn't have any unions. And Hogan, supposedly, Jesse Ventura has stated this because it's documented, it's on record. Hulk Hogan was the one who stooged him. This is what Jesse Ventura says. Hulk Hogan was the one who stooged me to Vince McMahon. When we tried to get a union, he went and squealed to Vince McMahon, gorilla. Y'all remember Jesse Ventura? He squealed to him, gorilla. Blatant interference by the referee. Don't tell me you can't do 12 reps. I'm a governor. I was a Navy SEAL. Jesse Ventura. Yeah, I saw Jesse Ventura on Saturday Night Main Event. It was good to see him. I wish they would have had him call the stuff, but Vince is gone. But he could have had him and Vince team up. Those were the days, man. It's hard to believe as you're getting older that a lot of your heroes and icons are no longer there. It's a mixed bag for me because I don't, of course, wish death on any person. I certainly, I have mixed feelings about the Hulk Hogan stuff because Hulk Hogan is a part of my childhood. Even when he went over to WCW, and when he went over to WCW and he formed the NWO. And when he created the NWO with WCW with Bret Hart with WCW had Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. Who else? Rick. Of course, they had NWO. Later on, they had Virgil, who came. Virgil became Vincent. X Pac, or the 1, 2, 3 Kid. Actually became Six. They had, of course, regular WCW. Sting, the Macho Man. Although I know Macho went over to NWO later. Lex Luger. Of course, the Four Horsemen. That was classic. So all of that is part of my youth, man. All of that I remember. Um, I have nothing but great memories of Bret Hart, of wrestling, and so forth. So I don't wish again any ill will on Hulk Hogan, despite of what he said, but it's mixed feelings for it, and I'm upset. Of course, he passed away. Uh, you don't wish anything on him. But yeah, that stuff that happened, the stuff he said, and the things he did. Remember, and he has to answer for it, just like we all got to answer for our actions. That thing he did, that video he did. Well, the Great American Beer that he had, that WWE is pushing. There was a black woman who actually, who had a resume. She turned it in, and they had hired her to be the spokesperson for his Great American Beer. And when she appeared, Hulk Hogan saw her, and within a day or so, she was fired. So a lot of people, and I've seen people with the with memes and stuff. Yeah, a lot of people have been writing stuff on Hogan. They have Dog the Bounty Hunter or Ric Flair underneath saying "Rest in Peace" and stuff like that. I mean, uh, death comes in threes, because they had Malcolm Jamal Warner on over the weekend. Then you had Ozzy Osbourne, and now you have Hulk Hogan. And I see a lot of people say they don't care about it, and I'm not gonna cry. I'm not really crying over Hulk Hogan's passing, but I'm I'm trying to comfort my childhood because Hogan was a part of that. So, and he did get a second chance with WWE, and so a lot of people may not know this, but it's come out that Hogan actually had surgery. He had heart surgery only a month ago, back on June 18th. He was recently recovering. And a source said he had serious heart surgery a few weeks ago and was doing well afterwards. So there was rumors about his health circulating. This is according to Us Weekly, by the way. And supposedly this came after he was embroiled in a bitter fallout with his daughter, Brooke Hogan. Brooke, 37, explains why she's chosen to distance herself and her mother, Linda Hogan, in a March social media post. She stated that I have completely separate reasons for going no contact with each of my parents, Brooke wrote on Instagram. Brooke said the decision was based purely on how they have dealt with me directly my entire life. So that was a more recent thing. I don't know how they've done or doing currently. Brooks married to NHL player Steve Olsky, but I don't care. That was the daughter he was complaining about. Oh, let me show y'all a picture. Have y'all seen Hulk Hogan's daughter? Y'all seen Hulk Hogan's daughter? Yeah. Not gonna say anything, but I do recall this is when Hulk Hogan was upset. Well, was basically concerned about his daughter dating a black guy. So supposedly they had a conversation and made peace back in September of 2023, is what she stated. So if Hulk Hogan had problems with his heart or had heart surgery a month ago, that's probably, although I've heard it was a cervical neck surgery, who knows if it was complications from that. That could very well have been that. I keep getting this daggone thing popping up. And, sorry. Of course, you're not getting the live notifications. You got to get it on Rumble. We know what ScrewTube is doing. Yeah, and Chuck Mangione, the jazz trumpeter. Chuck Mangione that has passed too. So that's a shame. Got to get on Rumble, love. So, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. I want to come on. I had to get some stuff out. Who here was a wrestling fan? Like I in the 80s and 90s. I mean, it was nothing like WWE. It was nothing like the Monday Night Wars. People that, especially our younger generation who wasn't around, when you had the WCW versus WWF, Monday Night Raw versus Monday Night Nitro. That was something else. You're flipping back and forth to the TV. Of course, I was like WCW more, although I started to flock a little bit more to the WWF when they started to do the Attitude Era, especially like 98, 99, when Stone Cold was there and he was flipping people off. And around that time is when WCW kind of peaked because they had Goldberg. And you liked Goldberg, but then they screwed up because they took Goldberg's streak off. Who here is a wrestling fan? Danielle, are you a wrestling fan? You know something? Let's do something right quick. Let me see if I can invite. I don't know if I can invite. We're gonna have to do the set up a call in again. Call in. You know, you can call my number. It's okay. We can do a call in. Make sure you drop something in the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal if you could. We're gonna take a call. Why don't you take a call? I just posted it in the I just posted it in the description. It's right there with the Zelle. You can call in. Go ahead. I can only probably do a couple. So we got one. Yeah, Mom. I'm on a live stream right now. You watching the show?
That's okay. That's okay. A live stream with the candidate?
No, I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. And so,
okay.
Mom, I got you. Why don't you? I got you on the phone with everybody. Tell everyone. Hold on. Tell everybody what you thought of Hogan and wrestling. How big I was.
Yes, Hulk Hogan was instrumental into our sons' lives. He was crazy about wrestling. And so therefore, in the 80s, he was born in the 80s, when he got to know and look at wrestling, he idolized it. And definitely Hulk Hogan was his hero. Thank you.
Before him and Warrior and Savage, yeah. Hogan was my hero.
Randy Savage. It whenever it came on, you all were in front of the television. We also, one Christmas, gave you the Hulk Hogan doll. You had the headpiece, I
had the Ultimate Warrior belt.
Yes, but like Hogan would wear the handkerchief or whatever on his head. You had all of that. Yeah. And the belt. Yes.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, caller.
Oh, hey, yeah. What's up, man?
Yes, state your name, where you calling from.
Yeah, I'm Amar from California.
Okay, is this AW1?
Yeah.
I put two and two together. All right, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, this is unfortunate. The Malcolm one, that was really sad.
Yeah, Malcolm Jamal.
Even Hogan to a degree, right? Because I was a wrestling fan growing up. The first two superstars I saw, and I tell this people all the time, was Michael Jackson and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Hogan was, despite what you want to say about Hogan, he's really the only guy you could actually compare to Michael Jackson when it comes to stature and worldwide fame. Hogan's that guy.
Muhammad Ali.
I'm sorry, he is. Muhammad Ali too, right?
Let's put it this way. In the 80s in particular, yeah.
No, in the 80s for sure.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, he certainly was at that time, especially like I was born in 86. So
I was born in 87.
Yeah, so I remember like the first WrestleMania I remember was WrestleMania 5.
Okay.
Versus Macho Man Randy Savage, because I remember
that was a great show.
Well, I remember Roddy Piper spraying Morton Downey Jr. with fire extinguisher. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but yeah, they used to be crazy, and we loved watching wrestling. Saturday Night Main Event. I know they started to bring it back. It's not the same. It's not the same, and everything changes with time. You understand that. I'm glad they brought the throwback ring, but I mean, it's not the same because Jesse Ventura and Vince McMahon had magic on that microphone.
I like Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura better. That's just me.
What Gorilla Monsoon wasn't on the mic though on Saturday Night Main Events. It was only during the pay-per-views. Right, the pay-per-view events. I'm Gorilla Monsoon.
I like Monsoon.
Yeah, Monsoon in the brain. Will you stop it? Come on, Gorilla.
Your versions are so good, man. But I want to say this about Hulk Hogan. I'm going to say this to the black community. I'm not mad at what they're saying because I heard what he said.
Yeah.
I heard exactly what he said. So I'm not at. I mean, I'm not at all. I was like, whoa.
Not just what he said, but what he did. He fired a black just last year with his Great American Beer. He fired a black.
Did he really fire her though?
Yeah, she had her resume. She was appointed. He hired her on the spot, and
that is messed up. Yeah,
and without any notification, he just said we're gonna go in a different direction, and he replaced her with a lily white woman. Now you can hire. Yeah, are you free to hire and fire whoever you want? Yeah, but
yeah.
At the same end of the day, we know what game
you're on. I can't support that.
Right, but
that's what I mean. That's why I'm not mad at all at black people how to respond like the ones. They're just basically they're just celebrating his death. I'm not into that personally.
No, me neither.
Unless you're like a real piece of garbage. I mean, I'm not saying Hogan wasn't, but it's like he's not the worst. That's what I mean. And again, I'm not mad at black people saying that are mad that because I heard what he said.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm not saying this to like all black, because most black are going to hold other races accountable. Just hold them all accountable. That's all I want.
You want to know the interesting?
Because I heard. I know you will. I know because I've heard stuff. I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. But I've heard some stuff about a lot of other popular wrestlers. I'm not going to mention names again. I just want that same energy for them as well.
Oh, I've said
it.
I mean, it's public record. Teddy Long talked about. I mean, I've seen
Flair, right? Yep.
Ric Flair calling him the N-word, and Dusty Rhodes. I've heard stuff about
Dusty Rhodes, really?
Somebody. That's what I've heard. Look, I wasn't there.
I understand, right.
With any of it, but yeah, who was it?
Well, you know what? Bad News Brown did say here. That's right. Use the N-word. No, never mind. That's
bad. I'm talking about from Bad. That's what I heard from Bad News Brown. He said stuff about Piper when Piper was covered. Remember there was
Andre
a wrestler.
The Giant too. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre the Giant. Remember there was a time, and I'm not surprised. We shouldn't be surprised by that because
they grew up in a certain era, right?
Yeah, they grew up not just in a certain era, but when you talk about stuff like Mid-South wrestling, just think of it. It's the South.
Oh yeah, definitely.
WCW, O. Anderson. I heard stuff.
Oh, he was a big time racist, 100%.
Yeah.
I would
the power plant. The power plant at WCW, I believe they had a discrimination lawsuit. So they've always had.
I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they've always.
They have too.
But at the same time, yeah, in America, and it's double fold, and Dwan B was talking about this, there's a double consciousness. We go to work with people who are racist. We've worked under racists.
Yeah.
We work under imperfect people. We actually have and support businesses because I guess they're the only ones there that have been racist to us. If you have a Chase bank account, you like I have, I'm just saying is, they're very. Of course, there have been stuff about, I think Chase, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't they involved in slavery? J.P.
Really?
Morgan? I'm asking.
You spent some history. Wow.
Or
I believe in you.
Are you sir? I could be wrong. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm giving it as an example. I don't want to. I believe they had their predecessors, the predecessor banks. So let me correct that. Yeah. So the banks that are now under they were linked to slavery. Yeah, there was a story about that. Their predecessor banks, Canal Bank and Citizens Bank in Louisiana, were linked to that. So, and not just them, but also just currently, we serve blacks who serve in the military. We've always served in it. The history of racism in the military, the history of racism in the workforce, various workforces. We've always, it's a mix. You can't escape anything. You're not going to get, like KRS once said, you'll never get justice on stolen land.
You're right about that.
So it's not.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll let you finish and wrap up.
Right, for sure. Well, all I can say is about the Hulkster, like I said, for the most part, I would just say most of these guys are racist. I'm going to mention one guy. I can say this publicly for sure. Triple H, in my opinion, is a racist. Search that program he did with Booker T. I was so offended.
Oh, yeah.
He made like some monkey noises with Mark Henry. Like in '98, I never saw this. I saw this. I'm thinking, I'll be damned. I'm just saying, call them all out.
I think what you talking. Are you talking about the incident with when
DX.
they dressed up like the Nation of Islam or something? The Nation, us
Oh,
Nation
you
of
know what
Islam,
they do? Oh, you're right. They do. But that's what I
the
mean.
Nation of Domination.
Right. They did a parody with blackface. You know, you're right. I forgot about that.
And I thought, well, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like I said,
When I saw it, I thought it was funny as a kid.
Lurch was funny, but then I didn't know he had makeup on.
But then they did Ms. Ark Henry, they made fun of Owen Hart. This was because Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination, but
that's right.
I was I remember the Booker T now that you brought it up, where he talked about Booker T's criminal history and his Chiwi hair. He mentioned something.
He called him nappy head, and he said, "I can tell you right quick. I'll make it quick." He said he called him nappy head. Guys like you don't win. Hell, you entertain me. I watch you because you're entertaining. I wonder what he meant by that.
Right.
And then at the show WrestleMania 19, he hit him with a pedigree, right?
Yeah.
And it took him almost 30 seconds to pin him, and Booker T didn't get up. I was like, wow, they really buried this guy.
Yeah, well, guess who's Triple H married to? Stephanie McMahon. His dad.
Vince is a racist too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vince has been known to do shit. Look at the Crime Time stuff. That's why Stevie Ray.
New Day.
That's why Stevie Ray never joined WWE.
No, he said he couldn't handle it. He said he wouldn't be able. He admitted it. He wouldn't be able to handle it.
He said he loved his brother.
Man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said he loved his brother. He respected what he was doing. He understood, but he said, "No, I couldn't rock with that."
Right. Exactly. And I respect Stevie Ray forever for that. He's my favorite Harlem Heat. I told him that before.
Oh, you met him?
All right, man. You take care of yourself.
You met Stevie Ray?
I didn't meet him. I talked to him on his hotline.
Yeah. I like Stevie Ray. I loved when he they had before you go, like,
I'm looking forward to him speaking out about Hogan.
Does he have his podcast anymore? I don't know if they put on episodes.
Well, he's new to this. He does it whenever he wants.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he said Hulk Hogan was the one who put him and his brother on the map because he.
No, he did. He talked about, hey, these guys are money, and I will give Hogan credit for that. But like I said, I'm not going to excuse the racist stuff that he said because again, I'm not mad at black people, but I'm not going to let other people I'm not going to let Bible says I'm a code, but I'm not going to let other groups of people tell us who we should be mad at, who's going to offend me. When you give other races a pass,
sure,
you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
That's my only issue. Just call them all out. Don't give some a pass and get on Hogan. Hogan's not the worst racist. I'm sorry, he's not. He's a racist, but he's not there's levels of it though. He's a harmless racist, I felt. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I met Hulk Hogan one time.
Oh, and how?
He was a nicer guy.
He was nice to you.
He was super nice. Shook my hand. And he said, "Yeah, brother, you have a good day." Because he had to go catch his plane, so I understood. But the fact that he gave me like a minute to talk to him.
I bet he wiped his hand right after he shook it.
Oh man, come on! I looked at him. He didn't like his hand.
Yeah, you like
it. On the shoulder,
you're right,
care, brother. I was like, "Thank you."
Okay, well, maybe not, but he pulled out some sanitizer when he was on the plane.
But he still is a racist, so now I'm not going to excuse his racism. I heard the tape. He is a racist, but he was nice to me.
No, that's good. That's good. You had a good experience with him. So I'm. Like I said, I'm not celebrating the man's passing.
You're not celebrating his death. No,
I've seen people. I've seen people with the memes. I've laughed at some of them. Because they got pictures of him as Ric Flair. Like, well, Ric Flair, rest in peace, Hogan, with a Ric Flair picture or Dog the Bounty Hunter. And the reason I think they're doing that is because
Dog Bounty Hunter's a piece of crap. I don't like him.
Who? Dog?
He's a racist.
No. Well, the reason they did that is because, they have, especially as of late, when black celebrities die, they put up the wrong picture.
Oh, God. Oh, I see. And that's what DeJuan did the other day. I get it, actually, now.
Because they did that with, I remember I looked up something. I know I'm going to let you go, but I looked up something with Luther Vandross once, and I think it was like I think when Luther's documentary came out, and they had a picture of him with they had Master P in his place.
Oh wow!
Yeah, man. So they do that. It was on Google.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. And then just recently when Malcolm Jamal Warner died, although the photograph in the link, I think it was People, had Jaleel White. Even though I know they stated Jaleel White was mourning the passing and they uploaded it, they could have done a better job in putting the picture of Malcolm Jamal Warner. They had Jaleel White's thing come up, and when they screened it, they should have changed it.
I agree.
So just to make people think that. But yeah.
But all right then, man. Like I said, I think you did a great job with your video. I thought you was fair and balanced with it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you didn't let him off the hook, and you shouldn't.
No, I don't.
And I think because I think with black kids, and I think Hogan realized, yeah, man, black folks really rock with you, but he found out the hard way.
Yeah, they always rocked with him. Like Dwan said, Mr. T is who put him on the map.
No, I'll be fair. To be fair to Dwan, I'm sorry. Mr. T was over. Like, yes, he was in the '80s. Because I asked my older brother, he was over. But it's like Hogan was before he came to the fifth. The man was mega over.
No, Hogan. I think you're missing one understanding what I'm saying. Hogan. I think what Dwan is saying is that he legitimized. Mr. T legitimized him for the black community because Mr. T was big.
I see. Okay.
I think that's what Dwan was saying.
Because he was in the South, like you said, mid-South, right? Before that.
He was in Japan, too. So
he was in Japan, right. He was open with Japan. He was open with, no, I got you, white folks. But then the black folk, yeah, Mr. T is legitimate. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And, he had the big problem with Hulk, too. It was another thing. A lot of those wrestlers who are dying at young ages, remember, a lot of them, they had issues with drugs and steroids.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were on the road all day, like all year. I understand why they took steroids.
And that destroys that, but that messes up your heart.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But they had to keep their physique, because that's how they made their money. So I'm saying that I understood why they did it. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying, hey, yeah, go get some steroids. But yeah, it did mess them up though. Later in life. No, you're right. It did.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
AW1.
Great job.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. You have a good night, man.
You too. Good night. And that was a good talk, man. That was a good talk. Good brother. Anyway, y'all, we're going to say I'm going to be respectful. Rest in peace. Yeah, they've had people with memes. Dwan was wicked with it. Dwan had he had the Ric Flair thing, but he also had who else? Not just Ric Flair. They had Dog the Bounty Hunter. Dog the Bounty is a big racist. They had with the memes. They had the Tiger King. There's a bunch of stuff. So it's I'm having mixed feelings about the whole thing, man. But what do y'all think? What do y'all say about what happened with Hogan? All right. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner, most definitely. He died, and more information is coming out about him. It looks like his little girl was with him from the reports I saw. His little girl, his daughter was with him, and luckily she's all right. I don't know all the facts. I'm trying to wait and hear everything, but yeah. May they rest all the souls and souls of the faithful departed through the mercy of God. Rest in peace. I wish that, I'm thinking about my childhood because Hogan was part of that. I just like Ultimate Warrior and Savage, that he's part of all of that. All right. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Drop something in the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle if you can. Be one, be safe, and be blessed. Holla. Peace. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.